Alrighty guys, we're back for some mono green tokens, and this is a Wilds of Eldraine Standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Also, we do get that Discord link as well as that Patreon link down in the description if you're interested in joining either of those up. Okay, what do we got packed into the build here? Wildwood Mentor is a 3-mana, 1/1. Whenever a token enters the battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on Wildwood Mentor. And then whenever Wildwood Mentor attacks, another target attacking creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is Wildwood Mentor's power. So a really cool build around card, and we actually got all 4 of these from the set Mastery Pass. I believe it was at level 55. We'll check that after we go over the list here, but yeah, really cool build around. What do we got packed in here that's going to work well with Mentor? Well, we got all 4 Jugan Defends the Temples here. It's a 3-mana enchantment saga. First chapter, you get a 1/1 green human monk creature token with, you can tap it for a green. Nice. Chapter 2, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Okay. And then chapter 3, it flips into Remnant of the Rising Star, which is a 2/2 flying creature. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay X. When you do, put X +1/+1 counters on that creature. And as long as you control 5 or more modified creatures, Remnant of the Rising Star gets +5/+5 and has trample. Oh my goodness. Jugan Defends the Temple has been out for a while, but I wanted to make sure we go over it because we don't get to see it too often, and I think it is going to do a lot in this particular list. Also in the 3-drop spot, we have a single Hollow Scavenger here. It's a 3-mana 3/2. For 1 mana, you can sacrifice a food. Hollow Scavenger gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Activate only once each turn. That's not the real reason it's in here, though. We're actually looking at that adventure side. For just 1 green mana, create a food token. Nice. Not bad. And then after you create that food token, of course, you can cast this down as a creature on a later turn. Also have all 4 Briarbridge Trackers here. This is a 3-mana 2/3 with Vigilance, and when it ETBs, you investigate, so you get that clue token. And then as long as you control a token, which is hopefully always in this deck, Briarbridge Tracker gets +2/+0. So in this build, it's hopefully always going to be a 3-mana 4/3 with Vigilance. Nice. That's the 3 drops. What else do we got packed in here? We have a couple Citanul Stalwarts here at the front of the build. It's a 1-mana 1/1. You can tap this, tap an untapped artifact or creature you control to add 1 mana of any color. A little bit of ramp goes a long way. It's going to work well with all the extra food tokens that we're going to go over in just a second. We have all 4 Royal Treatments here, acting as our protection spell for the deck because that Royal token is a token. So whenever you get that Royal Roll aura attached to something, then that Wildwood Mentor is also getting buffed. And at that point, you never know. You might be protecting the Mentor at the same time, buffing it up with that token, getting that extra counter too. That could be a really sick combat trick, actually. Okay, what else do we got packed in? We got Gala Greeters, all 4 of them going to be excellent in here, can generate those treasure tokens. It's going to buff with the +1/+1 counters, which works with the small modified theme with Jugan, right? So got a couple of Prizefight in here. So 2-mana instant speed, target creature you control fights, target creature you don't control. I think that's going to actually work out nicely in here. I think our creatures are going to know how to get nice and beefy. But then you also create a treasure token too, so yep, works with the Mentor. We have all 4 Tough Cookies, a 2-mana 2/2, and when it ETBs, you create a food token. Nice. For 2 and a green, target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 4/4 artifact creature until end of turn. And then also it has that food ability at the bottom for 2. You can tap it, sack it, gain 3 life. Nice. Tough Cookie is 1 tough cookie, dude. Last time we played with this, it was an MVP easily. Got Welcome to Sweettooth here, all 4 of them. So it's a 2-mana enchantment saga. First chapter, you create a 1/1 white human creature token. Second chapter, create a food token, all the tokens. And then chapter 3, you put X +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Again, working with that modified theme, right? Where X is 1 plus the number of foods you control. Okay, that actually seems like that could be a lot of counters, right? Yeah, pretty neat card. So we have a 1 of Awaken the Woods. This is X double green, create X 1/1 green forest dryad land creature tokens. So in the late game, or the mid game, I suppose too, right? if you have a Wildwood Mentor or 2 down, and you go Awaken the Woods for 3 for 5 total mana, that could be really good, man, buffing those Wildwood Mentors with 3 +1/+1 counters. And then all while getting extra creatures down and a lot of ramp from that too. That's pretty sick, right? So the top end of the build, we have a couple Invoke the Ancients here. 5 mana sorcery. Yeah, man, we just don't get to see these cards too often. Maybe it's just because we don't get to see a lot of green or mono green for that matter, right? So 5 mana, sorcery speed. Create 2, 4, 5 green spirit creature tokens for each of them. Put your choice of a vigilance counter, reach counter, or a trample counter on it. Yeah, beautiful card, dude, beautiful. On the very top end, we have Nissa, Ascended Animist with that +1 generating tokens for us, that -1 helping us clean up artifacts and enchantments, and that -7 potentially helping us just win games as well. Let's not forget this can kind of sort of be a 5 mana card too if you want to pay a bunch of life for the completed cost. So yeah, pretty powerful top end planeswalker there. 23 total land. I think it should be enough. While a lot of our cards are a little bit more expensive, we do have that ramp with like Gala Greeters and the Stalwart, and Jugan defends the temple as well. A Prizefight acts as ramp too. So I think we're going to be fine with 23, but we'll see. We'll see. One of them being a Who Endures, of course. Honorable mentions, guys. These are just cards that I thought about for the build. I think having stuff that gives trample could be really good. So I thought about Audacity. Same concept with Huntsman's Redemption, that a final chapter on here gives trample, and the first chapter gives tokens too, so maybe this would be a great pick, right? Thought about Teachings just for that first ability, right? But I don't know how much this would actually work in here, and what would we trade out for more 2-drops, you know what I mean? Same concept with Courier's Briefcase. I don't think it would have worked out in this deck, but you never know. Ren and 7 I thought about. That's a card we haven't seen in a while. Thought about Bootlegger's Stash, probably a janky pick, right? And then Gruff Triplets could be a great top end. Like, for example, if you don't have a Nissa and you have a Gruff Triplets, that's an easy trade out, bro. So yeah, definitely something to consider there. Same concept with like Titania's Command. Getting those bear tokens and then buffing everything with counters. Actually, this probably should be in the list, honestly. This fits a little too well, doesn't it? Honorable mention for a reason, right? Okay, guys, let's go ahead, take it into some ranked and see how we do. Right into that first game, guys. Let's go. All right, what am I expecting from the build here? I'm expecting jank, but you never know, man. I think the synergies in here are really cool. You never know, we might be able to pop off easily. We go first. It's pretty slow. Let's give it a shot. I don't think this is a mulligan. Look, we got like our 3 forests. We got pretty good 3-drops here. A bunch of 2 mana cards to draw into as well. And 1 mana for that matter, right? Skrelv, okay. Okay, more forest isn't too bad. Probably go right into Jugan here, unfortunately. Well, maybe we start with Tracker. Okay, they put the curse on the Skrelv. They're gonna keep that open. Awaken the Woods isn't bad. Alright, let's go Tracker, just in case there's a chance of having more than 1 creature on the board for the second chapter on the Jugan. First thought process was, oh, the sooner we get to flip the Jugan, the more creatures will have a little bit of ramp too off of that monk, but Spellbook Vendor. Okay, we got some Orzhov auras over there, it looks like. That can be very scary, dude. They end up not swinging. So Prizefight can take out the Skrelv. We get the treasure and then we go Jugan. Or we could save the treasure. We gotta hit Skrelv though, because they're gonna give that whole hexproof from a color thing. So I guess this is fine. And doing this while they're tapped out over here too is pretty good. Because you never know what fancy things they could do in hand. Yeah, if we targeted Vendor, then they would just activate that Skrelv ability, so this is definitely worthwhile. And we'll use that treasure, go right into Jugan. Which is not bad, dude. Honestly, I wouldn't mind a trade into that vendor if they end up blocking there. I'm gonna attack first. The 4-2? This wasn't the original plan, which is why we're doing things in a strange order, but yeah, nice. And it has Vigilance as well, so we just get that damage through. We'll go right into Jugan. Using the treasure. At least we replaced that treasure ramp with the human monk, right? So, Skrelv number 2. Invoke the Ancients is probably going to be pretty good here. Okay, they pick up Tracker. Our Nissa would be great against this deck. -1 a couple turns in a row, right? Okay, they get that Scry. Oh, we gotta be careful that the charmed apple lady doesn't come down. That'll start to hurt, right? Take 6, I suppose. I think we're gonna want that ramp. Maybe we go into Awaken the Woods for the turn instead of Invoke. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 1/1s. Because Jugan flips next turn. It's not bad. That amount of tokens slamming onto the board against a deck that probably doesn't have a board wipe is pretty good, man. Which is Vanity. They go ahead and take out our 2/2. They pay 1. I guess they're going to go on to the vendor. This is scary, man. They can start... Oh! They are not going to accept any triple blocks. Okay. I don't think we were going to take that triple block, but you never know, right? Hey, there's our Wildwood Mentor. We can play everything, dude. We might as well. We might as well. Should we draw first then, since... No, here's what we'll do. We'll go Wildwood Mentor. This is sick, dude. This is sick. Okay. We're gonna decline. For now, right? Yes, decline. And I'll use the other 2 Dryads to buff these 2 a little bit. Reach could be good. Vigilance is probably a little better right now. Well, I'm thinking Reach because of that 1 card that gives flying. We probably should. We should prepare for that. Since we kinda sorta know what we're up against, right? Okay, take action, X is 1. A. And then take action, X is 1. A. That is 3 modified creatures so far. We have 2, 5, 6. One of them has Vigilance, one of them has Reach. We opted for the Reach because there's a card in these builds, these Aura builds, that gives like flying to all of the equipped, or not equipped, the enchanted? Yeah. All creatures with auras on it, essentially, right? Oh, they actually took out the Vigilance one, so maybe they don't have that in the build anyways, but... Really sick, dude. Anything off the top other than land would be good. Even if it is a land, at least we have that clue to draw a little extra. Forest. Come on, clue. Give me something good. Still have 8 mana available, so literally anything. Royal treatment. So they do have good blocks on the ground. Let's go for some swings here, man. I really hope they don't end up giving flying to everything on next turn, because yeah, I'm swinging. I'm going for it. Wildwood Mentor is going to buff that Remnant. Yeah, we're at 14. So if they do surprise us with that card, then we're in big trouble. I have a food token over there too. What did that Oh, the Witch's Vanity hit one of our tokens. I see. Alright. Let's see it, opponent. Being at 14. Okay, Wicked Roll. They're gonna lose the other roll, unfortunately. But Wicked Roll's probably better to put on one of these anyways. I don't think they can decline that either, can they? Create a wicked roll token attached to target creature you control. Yeah, it doesn't say anything like you may. There's their 4th mana. It still could be that card that gives like flying to all of them, which would get them right over top of this. And I believe it like makes their base power like 4/4 too. So, okay, good. It's just a Rite of Oblivion. Well, we can successfully protect Remnant of the Rising Star. All thanks to our clue token. Yeah, so we could call that a risky swing last turn. Maybe we should have kept the Spirit back just in case, right? That buffs the Mentor too. That's pretty sick, dude. Lord Skitter's Blessing. They're at 3. Skrelv can't block, we just full swing. And they can't activate any food. GG opponent. Nice. That was a good first game. There were like 2 key cards that they just didn't see, and I can't think of the name of either of them, so nice. Yeah, 2 key cards for like this Orzhov Rolls deck. The what was it, Ariette maybe? Yeah, Ariette of the Charmed Apple. That's a brutal, brutal card that would have gained them so much life, and honestly probably would have just put a nail in the coffin, because there were quite a few turns there that it would have been draining us, right? For all these auras and like the ossification too. So, and then the other one, which is like a top end creature that gives all of their creatures flying and a little bit of a buff as well. So that could have been super scary. Like we just not too long ago played with both of those creatures, and I just can't think of the name of them for some reason. So we got lucky that they didn't see either of those key creatures. We go first. Yes, this is better than the first hand, right? Because at least we have something on 2. It's not bad at all. The last hand was relatively slow. Hello, opponent. Phoenix check. Okay. Should I be scared? I'm not feeling too scared against mono red right now, because at least we went first, man. So we'll see, we'll see. I probably should be feeling scared. Mono red's scary regardless. Phoenix check number 2. Oh no, okay, okay. Ancestral Anger. Okay, 3 in the air. We gotta flip this Jugan as soon as possible. I was gonna say, like, we could go Mentor and try to start buffing that with Jugan, but no, we gotta flip this. We gotta get this flying down. And unfortunately, even when we do get the flying down, it's easily burnt away, isn't it? Oh, don't be Phoenix Chick number 3 and 4. That would be really bad. Okay, Adversary. They got 1 open. Kamano. Yep. They go for the swing. We're gonna take it because this ramp off the Human Monk is going to be huge for us. Okay. So we will plug that there so we get some blockers. Counters galore. That's a 4/4 now. That blocks really well. Okay. You know what? 1, 2, 3. And then Nissa next turn. Bro, this is actually kind of insane. We got a lineup here. Gonna keep a blocker back. Because we are at 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then -7 the Nissa. For 3 creatures. No blocks. No blocks, down to 3. They're tapped out. Kamano flips next turn. Jugan now blocks in the air successfully. But what we're doing here is swinging with 3 humongous creatures. What's this? We want to pay green. There we go. -7. There we go. Dude, we had an insane lineup. That happened really fast, and we needed to go first. You see how important that was? That was vital that we went first there. Sweet. I think that might be the first time we actually successfully pulled off what the -7 can do on that Nissa, right? Like that one turn, just -7 full swing. I think that's the first time we pulled that off. At least on camera. Or in general, as far as I can remember, but Very, very nice. That extra ramp on the human monk was huge as well. Although if we didn't have it and we only had the 2 dryads and the 2 creatures, both of these would be 2 less and it would still be 20 to the face, right? And we wouldn't have this dryad to swing in with too. So, well, then we wouldn't have the monk either. So I don't know what I'm saying. But if we had 2 creatures still, would we have still gotten through without like the ramp on the monk? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that little monk really came in handy. So far, so good, guys. It's always great to win against mono red too, because like it goes so fast that you're always sweating. Like they go, well, I mean, what turn was that for them? That was their turn 4, right? Yeah, every time on turn 4, you're just sweating. You're like, well, I guess we win this turn, or we gain life, right? Or the opponent just pings our face with a lightning strike next turn. That's how scary it usually is. Which we do have plenty of life gain packed in here, including like Gala Greeters and stuff, so seems like an alright hand here. Maybe one of the best hands of the evening, actually. Because at least we got that turn 2. Turn 3, Briarbridge Tracker is no joke either. Maybe we go first again. Beautiful, dude. Plains, frontliner, okay. That would have been good last turn. Let's get that Gala Greeters down. Harbin already. Okay. Going up against some beefy decks. Some stacked decks, right? But treasure. Thinking about that Brutal Cathar next turn, man. Let's go Stalwart. And keep that royal let's keep that royal treatment open, and let's get a little bit of ramp here too. Royal treatment available. Is that a worthwhile turn? I don't know, maybe. We have ramp on Stalwart and the treasure now too, so. Veteran, okay. Yeah, it's a problem. Could at least... Oh, that's hitting 5 in the air. Eee. Yeah, that royal roll not doing too much now, huh? Could give it to the Stalwart and trade. They can always just bring that back with Unearth. Okay, alright. I think we just take the 7 here. That's tough. That's very, very tough. Oh, speaking of tough, a tough cookie has arrived. Harbin's brutal regardless. How are we going to get around that right now? Go 1, 2. Would probably actually just... Yeah, we go Tracker, and now we probably gain some life here off the Gala Greeters, right? Although, giving it counters would be good too. We'll tap down the, actually we'll tap down like the clue or whatever for that. Tough cookie. We could get the ramp back. It is tapped. I guess now we'll go counters. I don't know, we're kind of all over the place with this Gala Greeters, aren't we? And I don't think we can successfully outpace soldiers. I really don't. So we're going to have to save some blockers back. 4th mana. Mural, okay. So Royal Treatment's going to have to do something else this game. Yeah, they even saved the frontliner back because we had a great blocker there. Yeah, the Harbin's a problem, dude. Gala Greeters, gain some life. Right? Yeah. Yeah, we should probably gain some life. And we do have 2 available for the food, which is nice. We can gain some life off of that. We could go 2 for the clue as well. Or we have... Hold on, let me read this. Can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. So we can't activate the abilities of these, huh? Let's go for life gain. And we got to do it on our turn, unfortunately. We'll tap down this. Because we can't even keep the royal treatment open while the mural's there, so... We're back up to 15, but we're still in trouble, bro. Even land off the top wouldn't be bad. No, now it would be, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, we would need 6 total. Siege veteran. Yikes, dude. They can just keep plugging everything onto the Harbin. Gonna go on the frontliner so they can successfully swing there. Mural's gonna generate a board state way beyond what we can handle. How do we want to do this? Also, next turn, everything's flying in, right? I'm just gonna take the 9. Actually, let's take the Mural out of this equation. Like I said, everything's flying in anyways. We'll gain some off of Gala Greeters next turn. I think we lost regardless here. We get another 1/1. At least the Mural's gone though, right? Royal treatment. What could we have seen this game? So we go gain life, because like we hung in there pretty well, didn't we? And we have the royal treatment now for their turn, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, they're gonna fly in. So I suppose one of our prize fights would have been really good, right? And Harbin also buffs everything here too, so yeah, there's probably not too much we could have done overall. I think that would have been an uphill battle regardless. Good game opponent. Yeah, outside of the 2 prize fights and maybe like Jugan, but probably not Jugan, because once it actually flips into the Jugan side of things, it's only a 2/2 flyer, so at that point you would, well, we did have a lot of creatures on the board. Would we have had a chance of having enough modified creatures to actually get that bottom ability on the Jugan? To have it get +5/+5? Maybe that would have been the key card for that matchup. Because yeah, we did end up having a lot of creatures. Only seeing the 3 forests there was a little bit detrimental too. So that's a case to be made. Maybe we do want all 24 forests, but so far I think the 23 is fine. There's our Jugan defends the temple, huh? Opponent goes first this time. Okay, we're gonna give it a shot. I don't know how I feel about this hand with only the Gala Greeters available and no way to actually get a treasure token off of that yet. Probably have a good chance of seeing, something decent. Nice. Oh no, it's mono red revenge. We should be very scared. Luckily, Gala Greeters can hopefully help us gain some, but it probably just gets burnt away before we even get the chance. So would Welcome to Sweettooth be a better idea here? Probably not. I think we have to risk it. I'm so sorry, Gala Greeters. You gotta take cover, buddy. Yeah, that's a huge target. Yeah, huge target on Gala Greeters' back because every turn gaining a couple life would be awful for the opponent. Hollow Scavenger. I guess getting some ground blockers down would be good now, huh? Jugan, I'm tempted, but that 1/1 would only chump the Scoundrel. You know what, though? No, yeah, it's Tracker because, well, I guess Lightning Strike exists. And without, like, Royal Treatment open, I guess we could have got Welcome to Sweettooth. Feldon, okay. You know what? We might have a successful block here. We don't want to block Feldon, but... Oh. Witchstalker Frenzy for 1. Oh no, guys. We're getting beat up. Wildwood Mentor. Yeah, if we went Welcome to Sweettooth, we would have had Royal Treatment open, which means we could have saved the Chump Blocker, and it would have been a 2/2, and we could have at least picked up Scoundrel. So yeah, all of that is something to consider for a different order of things. Outside of that, we could go food. Sorry, opponent. Few decisions here. I'm pretty sure we're dead next turn, unfortunately. I think the best bet would be Welcome to Sweettooth. Have Royal Treatment available to protect it, which is pretty silly. I believe this is the opponent's 4th turn, is it? Phoenix Chick in the air. Squee, wow. Wow, yeah, there was an overwhelming amount of force from the opponent's deck this time around. I mean, again, though, it's mono red, so that's pretty usual. So we can at least trade with, like, the Squee or something, but GG opponent. And let's not forget the Monastery Swiftspear had a wicked roll, too, so if we ever actually were able to block that effectively, we were going to take the 1 from the wicked roll too, so you know what, I think we had a chance there. And like, you know, in an alternate universe, yeah, no, if we think about it, was there a chance? Yeah, if I would have saved Gala Greeters until we had the 3rd mana for the Royal Treatment, right, and actually been able to protect it. So a lot of that last match came down to the order that I played out the cards, guys, and we could have played it out in a little bit of a less risky fashion. Of course, that's easy to say after the fact, right? Like, we didn't know what was in the opponent's hand and whatnot. Good hand, dude. We actually got a 1-drop into a 2-drop into a 3-drop. Oh no, more mono red? Oh no, go, 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 go. If Stalwart doesn't die, we have that extra mana on the Stalwart's ability. Stalwart's dead, unfortunately, guys, but that does mean that Gala Greeters has a chance. So I was gonna say we play Gala Greeters, then we have the Stalwart ability for the Royal Treatment, but how do we do this, guys? How do we do that? We can't, like, give mono red, like, a free turn, but if we play Greeters and it just immediately gets burnt away. You know what? We're gonna give it a shot. I said it in the last... Unfortunately, we didn't have anything else to play this turn like we did last game. Yeah, Invasion's gonna flip early, isn't it? They go face, then they can go Lightning Strike Invasion? No. We just got a little lucky, guys, for sure. For sure just got a little lucky. And we're flooding a little bit in hand, but... Gala Greeters! Alright, Royal Treatment. Yeah, I thought this Defiant Thundermaw was going to flip. Royal Treatment doesn't give Indestructible, so... Oh, Lightning Strike. So they wanted to, instead of just going for more damage on their turn, they wanted to save that all for our turn at instant speed in case we played something fancy, I suppose, right? I know I would have just went maximum damage to face, but maybe playing it cautiously like that was the best bet. So they can full swing, target Thundermaw's ability to the Gala Greeters, and then we go Royal Treatment. Yikes, dude. Yikes, we might need more utility against these mono red builds, huh? I'm afraid to block a Swiftspear because they still have 2 cards in hand and 2 mountains open. Oh, well, Gala Greeters is actually going to get wrecked on the stack here. GG, buddy. Well, wait, it's not lethal damage yet. It's not. Next turn it will be, probably. Oh, it is, yeah, because they have 7 plus the 2 from the Thundermaw. More land! Oh, no. Wildwood Mentor being a 3-mana 1/1 for this game. That's pretty funny. Yeah, only forest in hand. Good game, mono red. Oh no, they really got their revenge, huh? Witchstalker Frenzy. Huh. We're seeing an uptick in the Witchstalker Frenzies being played. It's a great card, guys. I highly recommend it, but... Oh, maybe it's the same opponent. I have no idea. I'm sorry, opponents. I rarely ever look at the names, and I should. Either way, yeah, Witchstalker Frenzy, or in mono red in general, a 1, 2, or even a 3 of, depending on the meta that you're seeing, of a card that can do 5 damage. Like, it's so essential, dude, especially for our Sheoldred heavy format. Which, have we seen Sheoldred today? We haven't seen Sheoldred against this deck yet. That feels a little odd, right? Okay, we go first. Good hand, good hand. Now I'm terrified, dude. Now I'm terrified of more mono red, because that was a lot of mono red to see in a row. Or not in a row, just in general today, right? Or was it in a row? I don't know anymore. All right, opponent plays Restless Bivouac over there. Oh man, Gala Greeters, are you gonna die again? You'll be fine, you'll be fine. Everything's fine, guys. Gala Greeters doesn't have that big of a target on its back. Okay. Plains comes down. Okay, Lunark. They still have mana available for a play with fire. Don't do it, opponent. Torch the tower. No, Gala Greeters. We tried, we tried. Torch the tower without the bargain doesn't hit the tracker. And neither does like a play with fire or anything. So yeah, let's get that tracker down. Good draw. Although if it's Boros Burn, then Lightning Strike easily picks up tracker. And on that, then we'd want to go like Welcome to Sweettooth and keep the Royal Treatment open, then 4th mana next turn. Okay, Wedding Announcement, nice. Yeah, we don't know what we're up against yet, so... I suppose it could just be like Boros mid-range, like the Festivity and the Veteran Boros life gain, right? Something along those lines. I suppose we start with a swing. I feel like the vigilance on tracker is actually just really good, especially when we're seeing like a lot of Wandering Emperor too. Not today, but you guys know what I mean. Let's go Treasure to make sure we have the 5th for Invoke the Ancients next turn. And if we see a forest, that's totally fine. We play forests, and then we'll have the one open for Royal Treatment as well. So I think Treasure was good there. Although +1 counters would be good for the Greeters right now too, to get around their blockers, their 1/1 blockers. Because they're about to get another one here. Oh, they're about to get another 2 here, actually. Okay, it's just Bivouac open, which we know could be a Torch the Tower. Yeah, forest is fine. I really like how this deck has been playing out, guys. It definitely felt too slow against like those mono red matches, but like the feel of it, it feels good. Feels like it's playing out at a fine pace. So we do this before combat. So probably like Vigilance or Trample. Yeah, that makes more sense. Counter. Treasure probably, right? And we still have the other treasure. A trade into the 1/1's fine. A triple block into the tracker's fine. A double block into Greeters is fine. Like, all of these blocks are fine, especially when we can interrupt it with a treatment. You know what kind of deck this probably is? Okay, well, no blocks. Okay, that's good. Okay, I was gonna say, this could be easily be like a board wipe style deck, like White Sun's Twilight too and stuff, right? But no blocks tells me they don't have a board wipe because they wouldn't care about their creatures. And they would have just blocked there, so. Pia Nalar. Oh, they're going back up to 13. That's when they play stuff from exile. Wedding Announcement's about to flip here. They're about to get another 2 more 1/1s, and then the whole board is about to get a buff. And maybe we need more prize fights, huh? Those 2 prize fights don't feel like they're doing too much here, you know what I mean? Back up to 15. Everything getting that buff. Yikes. Okay. Let's go counters on a 4/5. It's a 6/7 with trample. So it's still gonna warrant multiple blocks into it, and then we can always disrupt it. Royal treatment being a little bit of a combat trick. Tough Cookie's pretty good. Tough Cookie, we could actually... Okay. I wonder if we full swing here with one of our food tokens too. Probably not the 1/1. Still got 2 mana open, which is pretty scary. This food was already here, right? That's not the one that entered this turn. That'd be funny. And we still have the treasure open for royal treatment. We go for it, man. Let's do this. Full swing. Keep the 1/1 back. Is it going to be something in hand here? Seed of the Empire would be 2 because... Oh, destroy evil. Toughness 4 or greater. Yeah, that gets rid of our 6/7, unfortunately. Pretty effectively there. Let's see where they end up blocking. Okay, we can take out that Pia Nalar with our royal treatment, luckily. Gonna get any double blocks here? Maybe. Their wedding announcements aren't going to be generating after next turn, so... We'll see where they end up blocking, but I'm pretty sure we're going to want to take this out so they don't generate any Thopters or anything. Interesting deck. Realistically, we just don't know what we're up against right now. Blocking with Veteran could be interesting because they could always play it out as a flyer next turn, and it'll start getting that buff too. Maybe they could think, well, they're going to keep Veteran for the life gain. Triple blocking the Spirit. Double blocking the food. And trying their dandiest to take out the Gala Greeters, but it's not going to happen. Going to keep that Greeters around. This would have been a great game to test out that Mentor, huh? Cleaned up their board pretty nicely, man. They're down to 11. They're going to get another 1/1. That's going to flip into Festivity. Oh, green source. Has this been a Naya deck the whole time? No, no green card. But Swift Spear, though. I don't know what we're up against, guys. Maybe, yeah, they're trying to find 1-drops off the top with like cards that exile, right? And then just spam out 1-drops. That's pretty cool. And by some miracle, their board state is ready to go again. Ready to rumble. All right. We draw here. If we draw and find something that we can't play, then that might be a lot worse than just going Stalwart, buff Greeters again. Full swing isn't even great anymore. A prize fight would go a long way. I'm going to go for the draw. I think we're in trouble. They only have 1 card in hand now, though, luckily. Cookie. Okay. Can we wait a turn before swinging? Easy trade, easy double block. 4/4. Can we realistically wait a turn before swinging? I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to. We're going to wait. We're going to buff the Greeters. We're going to try to get the Greeters to the point where even if they double block it, at least we'll take out 2 creatures with it, you know? So we'll go +1. Oh, on that note, yeah, if we don't get a creature next turn, maybe we should keep the... have this open too. Okay. No, I'm still going to play the Stalwart. I don't think we want life gain, so we're going to go Treasure, which we don't necessarily need right now either. I was thinking, yeah, if we save Stalwart for next turn, play it, and then we can give it that counter, but I think banking on that might not be the best bet. Betrayed. Okay, no attacks this time. It just doesn't, it doesn't feel great passing it back. Questing Druid. Okay, that makes sense for the splash of green. Oh, Virtue of Loyalty. Jeez, bro. That's a 4/4 with Vigilance. Oh, no. Oh, no, our swing wouldn't have done much last turn anyways. Dude, opponent's deck is sick. Massive props to the opponent here. This is super scary. They went from 1 card in hand, 4 creatures on the board, to now 4 new creatures on this board and 3 cards in exile to play. Which I guess is probably going to be a questing beast, or yeah, listen to me, questing druid at the end here, or they can do the seek the beast side of things. They swung with the 3/3s, amazing blockers, and the forest is just not the card we want to see here. However, this does let us save our treasure tokens and power up. Actually, we'll power up the treasure tokens and save the food tokens in case we... Yeah, no, we're dead. we're dead, guys. They're back up to 17 as well. 1/2 with the Stalwart. I guess if I save a treasure, we have a chance of activating a food next turn. If I save Stalwart back too. You know, without the buff from the Greeters as well. We can save our 1/1. Swing, swing, swing. They got great blocks everywhere. Yeah, we're dead. Let's full swing. we're super, super dead next turn. So at the very least, if we full swing, at least we'll get some blocks out of them, maybe some extra damage through. Man, this early Lunarch Veteran was brutal this whole match, huh? Such a cool deck opponent. Very, very neat. Block the Stalwart. I think they could have... They're at 18. They could have just blocked our big... They could have chumped our biggest guys, right? And then taken the rest. It doesn't matter. They still have great blocks. Like, they can easily take out our 2/2s, our tough cookies. If we would have held back... we could have survived the swing from next turn, potentially, right? These Thopters are super buffed, and they all have haste from the Pia Nalar, too. So they still could have found enough Thopters in the air regardless to actually swing through, so I like swinging all in there. Destroy Evil. Yeah, that early Destroy Evil, too, on the 6/7. Man, what a game, what a match. Yeah, the opponent's deck really went from 0 to 100 in, like, a turn. That's wild, man. Definitely letting them play this out, too. Oh, good game. Oh, wow, that... that swing happened fast. Yeah, see, they actually did end up getting 7 Thopters in the air there, which is 21 damage alone from those Thopters. And the 2 wedding announcements was brutal that game as well. The trample was definitely the right pick on our 2 creatures that we generated with our Invoke. Although, if we went Reach, nah, they still would have ended up dying anyways. I'd say trample is definitely worthwhile. I don't know how much damage we actually ended up doing there, but that life gain really helped them out. Man, that was a cool deck. Wow. All right. Here's the deck list again, guys. Yeah, it's about what I expected, honestly. It is pretty janky, I would say. It doesn't seem to hold its own against mono red too well. And that might come down to the order that you play out the cards, too. Like, how risky do you want to get when you play your Gala Greeters? Because it's going to die if you're playing against mono red and they don't have burn for the Greeters. Then you got very lucky, you know what I mean? So yeah, waiting for turn 3 though, just to have like a royal treatment open, that's also just way too slow. So if you have nothing else to do, you're in trouble, man. I really like the mini food theme in here. We really just slammed tokens. That's exactly what the deck was designed to do. There were so many tokens floating about on our board all the time, from the treasures to the food to just the clues, even from the tracker, which tracker's a really neat card, huh? But every time we played it today, we were like, oh, but it's a 4/3, so Lightning Strike exists, you know what I mean? But outside of Lightning Strike, 4/3 Vigilance, that's giving you that token that works with the deck, and also like the clue token came in handy, didn't it? Just seeing extra cards off the top with that. I think this is just a really solid card, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Would have liked to see more Wildwood Mentor today. Hey, maybe we would have been able to actually pull off that last game if we did see a Mentor, since we were slamming so many tokens down, but probably not, because they had to destroy evil, which would easily pick up the Mentor, unless we did have that one royal treatment that we used as a combat trick with the Gala Greeters, right? So if that would have happened beforehand and they would have targeted the Mentor, then I guess, yeah, we would have had protection available potentially. And then Mentor, whenever it swings, you know, buffing that other creature, like one of the trampling Invoke the Ancient spirits, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of these matches really could have gone either way, and a lot of it may have just come down to the order that I played things out. And in the long run, especially in that last game, not knowing what we were up against really could have influenced the order, right? Oh, Jugan defends the temple, dude. I still love this card. Such a neat one. Yeah, we really don't get to see it at all, but you get so much value from these sagas, dude. Like, so much value packed onto a 3-mana card that it's wild. I guess it does end up being a little bit slow, as it takes some time for the turns to get rolling and for the remnant to flip. But if you go like Jugan defends the temple a couple turns in a row, then that can get disgusting really fast, huh? I actually really like the one of Hollow Scavenger too. It's the 1-mana create a food token. I like it. I wouldn't take this out, actually. Overall, I don't think I would change too much about the deck. If anything, we need to prepare ourselves for whatever we're seeing in our current meta. And today, what we saw a lot of was aggro, dude. And it was a rough time. We were just feeding them. So a lot of mono red and that soldiers list too. What do we need against those lists? Well, more removal, right? So the Prizefight didn't show up nearly enough, and that's obviously because we only have 2 of them in here. So this is probably the card I would go up. What would we drop? So 3 to 4 Prizefight. If we go all 4, I think I have played with all 4 Prizefight in the past. It's good ramp. How often would the creatures have traded today rather than just killing? Not often, right? I think more often than not, if we had a Prizefight in hand, the fight would have went in our favor, and then we would have ramped with that treasure. Okay, based on what we saw today, I think we might want 4 of these. What would you guys add or take out? Let me know in the comments. Other than that, I wouldn't change too much. More testing's definitely required, and again, it really depends what you're seeing in your personal meta, right? One thing about going up prize fights too, when you're rocking cards like Tracker that have a lower toughness than they do attack, like a 4/3 for example, then yeah, it's going to end up just trading out creatures more often than not. But in the case of the Tracker, at the very least, you got that ETB clue, and then you're also getting that treasure with the prize fight. So if you have the Wildwood Mentor on the board, wow, really cool synergies with all that, right? So, yep. I don't know what I would drop for the 2 extra prize fight, but I would drop something. Maybe. I like all the additional food. Did we flood a lot today? Not really. I'd say the 23 is probably where we want it. I don't know if Stalwart did as much as I wanted it to. Could we drop these? Or could we drop down to 1 of them maybe? Or could we drop down to like 3 royal treatments? Probably not. We probably want... Well, it's a tough decision, guys. It really is. Just based on what we saw today, like we always wanted protection, but we also really wanted removal too. It's kind of how the meta's been for a little while. Okay, hear me out. I really like the 4 Jugans, but I think maybe this is one of the cards we drop down to 3, or maybe even 2. That doesn't sound right to me though, because it's probably just my personal preference of loving this card though. Okay, I could see dropping 1 or 2 of these and going up 1 or 2 prize fights. And outside of that, I'm looking at that Citanul Stalwart not doing nearly as much as I thought it would today too. So dropping like 1 of these and going up a prize fight would be optional too. I could also see the 3 Royal Treatments if the protection just isn't working out for you too. And there were actually a lot of moments where we were unable to hold open the 1 extra mana for the treatment, so. And that happens in general. Wouldn't get rid of the 1 of Nissa. I really like the 1 of Awaken the Woods too. That was the only reason we were able to actually win against that 1 mono red, so that was pretty sick, seeing both of the 1 ofs there. I like the 2 of for the Invoke the Ancients. I wouldn't go up, wouldn't go down. Obviously wouldn't drop the Wildwood Mentors either, because that's the build around too. I like all 4 of the trackers too. So yeah, chopping block. 1 or 2 of the Jugan defends the temples, or 1 or 2 of the Stalwart, and or both, right? And then we need more removal. So I'll go up to 3 or 4 prize fights. Either way, guys, if you made it this far into the video, hi, the heck are you doing here? No, thank you so much, for real. Y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.